Boom.
I know you're gonna dig this. Dig this. Dig this.
All right. So I literally put the Black Mantas from the one I thought is worst all the way to the ones I think is best. So that should be fun. 4 of them tonight. There was about 60 Black Manta covers to choose from. I hope I chose well for you guys. I'm looking forward tonight because these are some good covers, kids. When it came down to that last choice of what's going to make the show tonight, it was rough. But thankfully, I don't know where I was going with that. I just hit the thankfully and I didn't know. Okay, so hello to everybody in the chat. And of course, we've got the real Dr. VENKMAN with us to help out here.
Hi.
You say hello. And we've got the Professor of Pixels.
Hi, I'm Pixel.
We know.
And of course, we have Eric back issue Breen.
Mm-hmm.
And to help us tonight, joining in, we have MK. How are you, sir?
Hey, what's up?
All right, and you're going to be doing the Amy voice for the Starfire and all that kind of stuff, from what I understand.
Oh, Amy.
Right. All right. Let's see. Let me share this thing out. Let me get the tier list shared out here, and then we'll get this thing going. These are some good books. These are some good covers here tonight, I think. All righty. So it looks like, well, let me get this matching the bottom part. So Pixel came in first, and then we have Eric, and then RDV, and then MK, and Pixel, you get book 1.
You know, I do want to go ahead and say I think we're going to have to update Eric's name to Eric Cat Issue Breen.
Eric Cat Issue, yeah. He's got issues with his cat. Gotcha.
Oh.
Pixel.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
It's Dual a Dent on the left, I believe,
It's
right?
Do a Dent with and Harley Quinn fighting from the Suicide Squad, the new 52 Suicide Squad. Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I remember, I think I had the first volume collection of that, which the reading of it wasn't terrible, but it's still, I hate that look for Harley Quinn, and I don't like.
I do not like it either.
Yeah, so this sucks. Let's go ahead and give.
Really?
This,
okay.
Yeah, it does. Let's go ahead and give this, like, looking at this cover, that's how I go ahead and rank these. I rank these on, okay, do I think the cover is one cool, or would it convince me to go ahead and buy it? No and no. So let's go ahead and give this a 5.
A 5. Alrighty. Okay, let's go to Mr. Eric, back issue Breen. How are you doing, sir?
You know, I'm thinking the same as Pixel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking 5 because I just get Mana's head looks just stupid. It just does.
Alrighty. This was the you know how I sometimes like to throw in a wild card. I just thought let's get it over with quick on this one because there's a lot of coolness. RDV, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking the art isn't that bad. What's bad is the fact it says Suicide Squad, and all I see is Harley Quinn. That's known for being a Suicide Squad.
Oh, Dual Dent was in the 52 one.
I didn't read 52. So I'm saying my knowledge of Suicide Squad is every other media, it's a classic lineup with Harley Quinn added to it. So I'll go 6.
Alrighty. Hey, it's 1 up.
Venkman, every
Yeah.
member of the Suicide Squad that matters to DC is on this cover.
That's true.
Okay, Harley Quinn.
Just Harley Quinn.
Yeah, and that's why no one cares.
Yeah, I think this is a fun cover. I like Duella Dent, and basically Harley Quinn's a copy anyway.
Yeah.
But the thing is Black Manta kind of looks like the Black Owl. The way they
Isn't
do
Harley
the helmet.
Quinn a copy of the Harlequin?
No. Well, you could go with that, but not from the Golden Age. Like I said, I would put her more with basically with Duella Dent. But what they really made her into, Harley Quinn, is a copy of Tank Girl. Let's go to the chat and see what they have to say about this. Hello to everybody who is in the chat, and remember, if you're watching, put in a grade. It's 1 to 10, however you feel. 5 is the it doesn't really do you any good or any bad or good or anything like that. So go below or higher. 10 super awesome. We all do that. Okay. Anyway, let's go to the chat, where I do believe it is Jay Lucian leading off the scores with an 8, as well as Eric and Boyd. All right, Dark Admiral's giving it a 5, and Ethereal's an 8, and Glinzer is a 6.
Did we skip MK?
We did skip MK, yes. MK, what do you say?
Oh, hey,
And Glinzer is a 6, by the way.
I
Okay.
was just eating up.
Hey, yo, guys, it's me, MK.
This is kind of funny. I mean, his left hand is in a funny position. I know it's not there, but it just kind of looks like it's going
Looks
there.
like he's drumming Harley Quinn's boob a little bit.
Yeah. Also, is this is Joker's daughter, right? Not Lobo's daughter.
No,
Right.
no.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it
Because they
Joker's
kind of
daughter?
look certain.
Well,
similar
that's a
vibe.
whole story unto itself. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll go with. I guess I'll go 8 here. I don't know. It's okay.
All right.
I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
And then we're going. We start again with Tony Hayes. Are you going to take over? Or you want me to finish?
All right, Tony Hayes.
Tony Hayes.
BM has his hands full.
Exactly.
Well, I thought he's kind of just slapping down. He's like, no.
The Jackson Roy Turk says 6, and the Bishop says 7.
Yeah, okay, never mind. You could do the Bishop. Go ahead. I'll let you. Desert Rose says 6.
Pop that Bishop. What?
Darth Kato says meow 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 7, which roughly translates to Black Manta is drawn well, the other two not so much. I did like the story though. It's a 7.
Michael Taylor says 5.
I don't recall that being his voice.
You know what though? I read it anyway. Crystal G says 7.
Yes.
Hello to Crystal G.
And I'm looking for more.
And MARANYA says,
Wait a minute, did you do Henry?
we'll get here next.
Okay. Suicide Squad 3. In a world where this is a Black Manta cover, more focus on Dula and Harley than him. Modern rendering is decent. The score is a no Black Manta 6.
I used to think it was Black Mantra. I never was, yeah. I didn't realize it was based off of
Do
Mantra.
you know the Black Mantra?
It's Mantra. Henry Jermick says, book 1. It's average. It's 6.
All right.
Did you get done there? Gail's here, so
Hi, Gail.
RDB says hi, Gail.
Hi.
She
Whenever-
says hi.
You know, whenever Gail walks into the room, it's a hurricane.
I would have
RDB says
gone with
walk in the room, it's a hurricane.
I would have gone with gale force wind, but
Well, that's part of it.
Eric says I would have gone for gale force winds.
Oh, yeah.
That's after she eats chili.
well, I wouldn't say that. But I wouldn't say that because I have class.
I'm sorry. I try to find it some stupid thing to say for.
Well, that's why
Gail
she's coming in.
to
I told you that's why she's coming in like a
look
hurricane.
angry at me for. Yeah.
Well, she's
All
coming
right.
in angry at you, like angry storm.
No, she's doing good. She's doing good. I'm okay. Okay, let's see where this one is. We have 4 5s taking out. We don't have any 8 10s or 9s. It's all 8s. We have 4 5s taking out 4 of the 6 8s. We have 2 left, but we have 4 6s. So those 2 are gone, as well as 2 of the 3 7s. This is a 7. Wow, I actually am kind of surprised that scored so high. I didn't think anybody would score it well, except for me. All right, but it does go to 7. It's still a good cover. It's just at the bottom of good. All right, and let's move on and go for book 2. Get the book 2. All righty, and we have Eric back issue Breen here, and he is going to lead us off, and it is another New 52. New 52 has some Black Manta covers.
See, now this one is a lot better. I don't know, it's because maybe you can see the air hose coming out of the back of his head. He doesn't look as much like a mutated insect.
Yeah, like the last one looked like an owl. It wasn't like Black Manta. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 10 on this one.
All right, make me a sandwich.
No.
I was asking Eric, not you, but okay.
Well, you can try.
You're on 10. All righty. How about you, RDB?
You realize you probably still have a better chance of getting one from me than you do from Gail.
Eric says I have a better chance of getting one from him than you. All righty. RDB, what do you say about this bloody cover?
And you wonder why she's angry at you.
No, I don't wonder why Gail gets angry with me at all. I know why. I cause it.
That being said, Gail, can I have a sandwich?
RDB says since you're making everybody sandwiches.
And I'll take the one that Aaron thinks you're making for him.
Eric says he'll take the one that I think you're making for me. All right. Anyway, back to covers, guys.
This is a perfect 10.
It really is a cool cover, isn't it? All righty.
Look
MK, we're letting you in. We're letting you play our reindeer games this time.
I like it. He was using his sword to make toast and stuff. He's got the jelly ever on him.
Of course, yeah.
It's a sandwich cover.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a cool cover. You know, it's got blood. So very, like, you know, MK fatality. Like, you know, like he just sliced Aquaman. Yeah, it's, I gotta go 10 too. It's a pretty awesome looking cover.
I would say I think you hide bodies in your basement, but I think really you just go, why hide them?
Huh? Oh.
All righty. How about you, Pixel?
How bold do you assume he's hiding in his own basement, not somebody else's?
Yeah.
I know it actually hasn't been that long. It's not like we've been through a lot, but I'm still going to say finally 10.
Okay. It took 2 covers. Why did it take so long?
It took
Alrighty, I think
if she's asking you that, you got a problem.
Oh no. We're good at it. We don't have to take so long anymore. Okay, so anywho, we're leaving unanimous on this one. Let's go to the chat where it looks like Glenzer starts the scores with a 9. If y'all want to take over from there.
Ethereal Dragon has a positive happy dragon. 10. Followed by a cat that says, now this is really a cool cover. It's a 10.
Eric and Boyd says 9.
Why are you singing?
Because I can.
Please don't.
Everything's better in a musical.
Dark Admiral Mark.
So is murder.
Yeah.
VENKMAN, we have to do all these like show tunes now.
Yeah, he asked for it.
Dark Admiral March Hare said 10.
Dun, 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 dun. What? It's 9 from Desert Rose.
Yeah. yeah. Days was a good soap opera. Young and the Restless was
It
also
streams
good.
on Tubi now, by the way. Days of Future Past or whatever.
It's my
called.
turn to talk for the bishop.
Go on, Ed.
Hey,
Go
go
on, Ed. Take
ahead.
care of the bishop.
He gives it a 9. Yes, along with that Tony Hayes, who's in my mind.
The Jackson Roy Cook says 8.
Well, you missed out on the opportunity going, Tony Hayes! It's in his mind. His score is a 9. You could have done the whole, yeah. All right.
Yes, and MARANYA says he.
Aquaman 23.1. Outlet. In a world where this is brutally effective cover rendered exceptionally well, what brought Manta and Aquaman to this point? Well, I would say the sword. Mystery working overtime selling this book. Score a bloody Manta Rampage 10.
Alrighty.
Well, it was nice knowing you.
Michael Taylor says 7. Cool cover and colors.
Wait. Glenn just says knuckle sandwich is coming right up. Blammo.
Crystal G says 9.
Book 2, back in the day when I was a boy. But like this was a big no-no. It makes no sense, it's cut in the water. Rendered well, but it's still a 7.
Alrighty. And what we got here is 4 of those 7s taking down 4 of those 10s.
Did we skip Jay Lucian's 10?
Did we? Yeah, no, I didn't. You did. But Jay Lucian gave it a 10.
Of course I skipped it. It's just Jay.
All right, we have 4 7s, or 4 8s, excuse me, taking down 4 of those 10s. And then we've got 8 9s taking out the other 6 with 2 9s left. And that's where this lands, in the 9 column.
Hey, Eric, what's the temperature by you?
50 something, I think.
Guess what it is here?
What?
35.
70. What?
35.
Ooh. Went in the wrong direction.
Go for book 3, and it is RDV's turn. There we go. And it is New 52 Aquaman number 12.
Why is Ryan saying what?
What? I don't know.
Did you
Is that
rank it?
eternally tardy Gilbert Godfrey on commentary tonight? I know. What do you say there, RDV?
I say that. Hey, Doc, this might be a 10.
Okay. Yeah, we're in danger of high scores tonight. Okay, MK, what you say?
I just noticed there's Mira and other people tied up in chains down there.
Yep, and Aquaman is obviously heading towards him. You see him in the reflection of his helmet.
Reflective of his helmet. Yeah, it's awesome art. I'll go 10. Yeah.
Okay.
Very grim cover. Yeah.
Pixel.
10.
It's a 10.
Hey, Breen, what do you say?
Diaz.
Yes.
Alrighty. And once again, we are leaving this panel unanimously, but there's only 2 scores for it so far. All right, everybody, remember, everybody watching is eligible to vote.
This
We're
is a
all
great
welcome.
cover. It
Yep.
is a 10, says the little black cat.
Crystal Gale says, I like this 10.
I like it a lot, says Desert Rose. This is a great cover. It's a 10.
Crystal Gale.
Ethereal Dragon says with a roar 9.
Okay.
Michael Taylor says this is a 10. A very good, cool cover. Colors and very nice detail.
The Bishop says 10.
The arrogant boy says 9.
But what does MARANYA say?
I don't know, Breen. What does she say?
Aquaman 12. Another exceptionally well-rendered cover. Love the reflection of Aquaman in the helmet. Manta looks deadly like he should. Score on Manta is badass 10.
Thank you.
Goodness.
You have
Yes.
brought it to life.
And the Rhaegar comes in with a 9.
Jackson Rorschach also agrees with the 9.
And the little
March hair gives it a 9.
What the fuck is this? Oh, goodness. Let's see.
You know.
Eric Breen has got Maranya sound like Danny DeVito's mom and throw mama from the train. Ellen! Ellen! Alrighty.
Damn me for the train, man.
Owen!
Book
You
3.
don't have a cousin Ernie. You lied to me.
The Black
Playing.
Manta has gills on his neck. Pretty darn cool. Too dark, though. It's an 8.
Glenza also says 8.
Alrighty, let me get the stop right here. But if you do have a late vote, please put it right on up here. We will use it. And if it changes anything, we'll change it. Alrighty, so we have 1 8. We have 5 9s, but we have 11 10s. Ladies and gentlemen, the first 10 of the night came with book number 3. Alrighty, let's see. I know we're going to have more. I know we're going to have more 10s tonight. It's going to be a rough figure. Did you get Rhaegar's? I got Rhaegar's 9. Did y'all get Rhaegar's? So Rhaegar gave it a 9. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we got
Yes.
All right. And MK is going to step up for book number 4. All righty. And Rhaegar, here you go. By the way, we do stick in the 52 for a long time here, guys. There we go.
Oh, what the heck? Is that? Oh, okay. So that. At first, I thought he was an alien. Black Manta. His head looks a little different in this picture. Maybe it's the angle. I don't know. Yeah, interesting. The nasty looking fish there. Was it the piranha or whatever that fish is called? I don't know. And that other, was that an eel? Yeah. I guess I'll go this one. I'll say, you know what? I think I'll go 7 on this one.
All right.
Yeah. And also, who's funnier, Jack Benny or Benny Hill? Yeah.
Oh, Jack Benny is very classic comedy versus Benny Hill being dirty comedy. Jack Benny would not be caught dead doing Benny Hill's comedy. I don't know. For what it is, I've got to go Benny Hill. I laughed my ass off as a kid. Plus, oh my gosh, that chick's in her underwear and sometimes naked on Channel 35 late at night.
Why would you go Benny versus Benny? What's wrong with you?
I know. All righty, so Pixel, what do you think of the cover here?
What the hell is that costume?
Okay, that's exactly why I included this. Sometimes I put something in, I think it's interesting rather than it might not be good. But I put this in because I thought, does anybody else think this looks like Master Chief underwater?
No.
That's what I got. I got
think it's
Master
like
Chief
that
vibes.
either.
Yeah.
It just no, this isn't good. This isn't good. I'm going. What did I give the first one? Let's go ahead and go back. I think 5 is a good
I
number
go
for this.
back
Like it isn't drawn poorly. It's just a stupid ass suit.
Okay, what do you think,
Give me
Eric?
the dome. Give me the real dome.
You can dome in the evening. You can dome in the night. Okay, so what do you say, Eric?
Let's see. I think I'm going to split the difference between MK and Pixel and give this a 6.
All righty.
Pixel,
What do you say?
Pixel, you watch Pokemon. What was that devastating, like, evil cat thing they had in one of those movies?
You mean what is it, Mewtwo?
Yeah,
Mewtwo?
that reminds me.
Oh, that's what you think this is, Mewtwo?
That's what it reminds
Yeah,
me of.
that's what I thought. It's like, this is a crazy freaking...
For being
You
Black
can
Manta,
go where you want to. You can
tell it's a modern cover because the person has never read a Black Manta before.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go 7 though because the art is still nice. Yeah, they're like, oh my gosh, what are some deep sea creatures? Just throw an eel in there; they'll never know. Eels don't go that deep in the water. But that other fish, the light bulb, seems to be everywhere now. When people think of like deep sea,
When did you become a marine biologist?
you know, the seas were rough that day, my friend. I reached in, and behold.
All right, MK, what do you say?
He ranked first.
Oh, that's right, he did. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's me. We're waiting for. I'm gonna raise one more up. I'm going 8 on this. I don't think it's bad. I think the suit is kind of wonky, but I don't think the art itself is bad. Let's go to the chat where Tony is not saying 10 to this. He's saying 10 to the last one.
Okay.
Jackson is getting Predator vibes.
Call Chris Hansen.
Glenzer says 7.
Peter Bishop says 7.
Tony Hayes wants to point out that
Hayes!
10 was for the last issue, but 7 for this one.
And the Doc Admiral March Harrer says it is a 7.
Bagora, Desert Rose, a scary fish. 8.
The other Eric with the cat says it's a 7. It is good, but I prefer the older version. Talking about the cat or Eric Breen?
Doc Cato says meow, 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 which roughly translates to looks like it's anime inspired. It's a cool cover. Giving it a 9.
Okay. You want it? All right. Michael Taylor says 6. Followed by a 5 from that Jackson Whitecoat.
Crystal G says, da 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 dum. I'm digging it, and gives it a 9.
It should have been da 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 9. I'm digging it.
Either
So
way.
close.
So close. We got right there. But we're doing it for Johnny. Okay, there you go. Had to throw in some
Ethereal
outsiders.
Dragon says
4.
4.
Oh boy, I hate the suit and coloring. Oh,
I had Goofy call himself out. 4.
Bagora! Black Manta 1. In a world where interesting modern rendering. The only mystery here is why this design for Manta was approved. Score definitely not my Manta 6.
Bloody hell, book 4. That is a very bad drawing of Moira Eel. And Jackson Rickert. He's right. It looks more like the Predator. It's okay.
Wait a second. I want somebody screen cap that. I never thought I would see that.
What?
Jackson Roy Kirk is right in the same sentence.
Oh.
Saints preserve us, little Rhaegar gives it an 8.
Hey, how's it going there, little Ringer?
And then Summoner finishes it off with an 8.
All right.
I
And
wish
that-
you all adieu.
Jack, we got a summoner here. Hey.
That's all the scores. So what we've got here is 3 5s taking out the 2 9s, no 10s this time around, and 1 of the 4 8s. And then we have 4 6s taking out the rest of the 8s and 1 of the 7s. This lands in the 7 column again.
Pixel, come back after you wrap up.
Well, I don't know if it's still going. We'll see. Goodbye.
Have a going, Pixel. Take care. All righty. And there we go. We are at book number 5 here. And before we get to that, though, I'm going to show you 11 covers that I thought were worse than this one, or at least not as interesting.
I know you're gonna dig this. Dig this. Dig this.
Alrighty, I got to get those transitions back in there. Actually, what we got, if you haven't noticed, the first two rounds of eliminations or whatever you call it, were the ones where Black Manta is just a little bit obscured or he's not the focus of the cover. Yeah, Drowned Earth is leagues better than the 2 7 ranked covers you included with. Which one was that? It might have also, once again, it might have been the problem of, Black Manta being off in the side. Those, not a lot of those were actually bad covers. It's just that he's not the focus of it, and that's why the first 2 got included. Tony Hids saying, yeah, those all suck balls. Yep. Yeah, I figured let's not rank the Black Manta in the corner. That's Black Manta in the corner. All right, let's go for book 5. Let's see. That was, I guess it's my shot here. Go for book. Whoa, what happened? All right. Go for book 5. There we go. There we are. And let's not forget the referral link, of course. Okay, so book number 5. Let's see. We have what was this again? It was Aquaman number 2. I do believe this was the Rebirth Aquaman because they were card stocks. And
Ooh, look at the price, $5. Of course it is.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. The freaking lightning in the back, the rain in the front, the lighting on him. Yeah, I mean, he is lit by 2 sources here, and it's done perfectly. From the back with the blue and from the front with the red. Fantastic art. This is a 10 in my opinion. How about you, Eric? What do you say?
Oh yeah, this cover's definitely lit. As the kids I don't know if they still say that or not.
I don't know.
But whether they do or not, it's a 10.
All right. These are some good covers. I mean, even the bad ones are still 7s. All righty, RDV, what do you say? What do you say?
Oh, I definitely I agree. I totes my goats agree with my Steve, the colleague over there.
You call your testicles your magoats?
Are we talking about you? We're talking about the cover here.
All right, so MK, what do you say here?
Never mind, I'll give a score.
Oh, I thought you did. You said you agreed, so I put down a 10.
Yeah, then you talked over me. Let other people say the word 10.
Say the
Don't
word
just
10
assume
then.
things.
All right, everybody come back. Frank has something to say.
Go fuck yourself. It's a 10.
All righty. But points for anybody who could tell me what movie that line is from. All righty. And MK, what do you think about this?
Yeah, awesome background, awesome art. I'm a big fan of, lightning in the background covers, in the rain. Yeah, just looks awesome. And I'll say 10. I think Amy agrees too, right? Woohoo! Yeah, see? She always does that. It's like you'll say, "Oh, isn't this great?" You're like,
mm-hmm. Yeah. All righty, let's get to the chat here where Glenzer starts us off with a 9.
Ah, yes. Starting us off with a 9. Glenzer. Dark Admiral March Hare comes in with a 10. Followed by that Darth Cato with another great cover. It is a 10, he says. Hey, Leon, what's going on? He says 10. Crystal G says
up,
10.
Leon?
This is awesome. Tony Hayes says it's an 8. The Rose says 10 and the Bishop says 10, but the Boyd says 9. Which Rebirth is this issue?
It says 2. I'm assuming it's Rebirth.
It's Aquaman number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because didn't they have they always had the one cover and then the other one was
this is the Brown Thomas whatever.
This is Aquaman.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not. Oh, well, this comic sucks.
Yeah. It's Jackson Hyde.
Hey, look, they're great. We're judging covers. Not once again. Don't judge the cover by the book.
Well,
That's-
the one we just
that's-
did was Aquaman too.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah. The glowing eyes, the weather, the suit is a 10++, says Ethereal Dragon. And Henry Jerry says, Book 5, this is the prettiest of the cool. Slight design chance are the okay. It is a 9. I can't do Sapphire, sorry. Michael Taylor says, 8, it's a very cool cover. Colors in nice detail.
I didn't know Michael Taylor was Russian.
You don't know Michael.
Aquaman 2. Now, this is a menacing Manta cover. Even with the modern renderings, looks awesome. That's Bronx Russian. This is most definitely a badass Manta 10.
But comrade, you forgot to say in a world.
In a world where
Da. Yes, little Rhaegar says 10. Darth Kid says, yes, give me Dark Knight Returns vibes with these lighting in the background.
the always wrong Jackson Roykirk says 9.
All right. And
What would it take for people to give it a 10? Klondike bar, hello.
what would you give a 10 for a Klondike bar? Black Manta, the only cool looking racist. Okay. We'll frame them like that, I think. So we have, by the way, 3 8s and 4 9s trying to take down 13 10s and failing drastically. Okay, so let's go for book 6. What were you saying there?
Would it be more racist the fact that the Black Manta is a villain of a white man in a white society?
We got an extra 10 from one select.
Yep,
Hey,
I
it's
just
like-
added it. Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Let's go for book 6. Eric is leading us off, and you have, what is this? This is Aquaman.
Kelly Sue DeConnick. There you go.
Oh, it's a Kelly Sue DeConnick. It's also a foreign cover, by the way.
You think they have a different writer then?
Yeah. There you go. But anywho, it's a foreign edition of Aquaman written by. I don't give a I put up because I thought the cover looked interesting. I don't care who writes them.
Yeah, Mara and both Aquaman in the collections.
I can't stop staring at it. Its eyes. I wasn't going to go really high, but when VENKMAN said that, I had noticed that Aquaman and Mirror.
Aquaman and Mirror in the eyes. That's why I included it. Yeah, because there's about 15 different face, just the helmet shots of, and I had to go with this one because it had them in both eyes. Sorry, what were you saying there?
I think I'm going to go 10.
All right.
Manta's gotta have like huge balls, bigger than Vince McMahon's, to go down in the ocean with just a little spear gun and that suit.
Well, his big balls are what keeps him on the floor of the ocean. They add weight.
I mean, I'm just saying.
It's canon.
Ugh. No, but honestly though, this is a great cover. I like this. He looks like a roach. The tennis going on. I like it. It's a 10.
All right.
But I was sad about that. It's like this guy's so hell bent on on getting revenge. He risked his life by going he's like, you're a submarine, that's one thing, but if you're not a submarine, just in a regular suit like this, good luck.
MK.
What do you say, MK?
What do you say, MK?
Yo, MK, what's up?
Yeah, I can see how his face looks like a very bug-like. Also, he doesn't just go down with the little spear trident thing. Doesn't he shoot laser beams out of his helmet?
Yeah, he does. His eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget about that too because it seems like in the movie he's using it a lot.
Observation.
Yeah, I guess this one it's cool. It's cool. I think I'll go 9 though on this one, just because you can't see more of his body, but still good cover.
Okay. Let's see, 1, 2, and I'm still on the 10 train, man. These are some and awesome covers.
All right.
All right, let's
with
go to the
Joe
chat.
Driggin saying 9. Eric Boyd also saying 9. That one sleek dude coming in with a 10. And yeah, we got the Darth Kato, man. It's not a great cover. It's a 10. Eh? MKF, I thought it was cute. Just the throws. Glinzer coming with an 8. Hendrix, -1 for having her name in it. LOL.
Whatever your score is, take 1 off because it's got Kelly Sue DeConnick written on it.
Yes. And also take off there's no Curry in this. Just a guy named Curry. What we got here? Leon Haley says, looks too much like an ant in a kaiju uniform. 8. I mean, have you never seen this character before? It's just,
Well, you're not seeing the rest of them, so he has a point.
yeah. Tony Hayes says 8. And Jackson Roy Kirk says the right answer is 9.
Darth Kato saying, I'm starting to believe that Black Manta being on a cover makes it 100% cooler. He's one of the, I don't know, maybe we should do a little video about the greatest comic book costumes. Anyway, go on ahead, wherever we are.
The Desert of the Rose says, I think it's kind of cool. I'll say 10. Dark Admiral March Hare also agreeing, saying it's a 10. Michael Taylor is saying 9. Copy and paste. The man's father died. He's vengeful. He's in pain. So he's not thinking straight. All right. What we got here? Henry Jeremick says, hey, it's a book 6. I like that you can see the detail of his tech on his helmet and suit. Very cool. It's a 9. Thumbs up. Then we go to Maranya.
And Michael Taylor, I did change your grade.
Zach Richmond says, not a chance in hell am I showing up tonight.
Yeah,
Aquaman.
Is he?
In a world where Black Manta is front and center with Aquaman and mirror in his eyes. Simple, effective. Mystery in this cover sells the book for sure. Definitely not what's inside. Score a badass Manta 10.
All right, I had this coming here. And then MK is hitting on Desert Rose. Then we get down to somewhere.
I was just playing the guys just playing.
Yeah, sure. Amy, I'm telling Amy. Some of the summoner says 10. Manta bust. And how's it going there, Rhaegar? He says it's an 8.
Hey, MK, sometime can you maybe show us your collection of restraining orders?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I have like 100 of them for sure, you know.
Are they color coded, like sorted by like counties and stuff? All right. Rhaegar said, it says, you know what? Scratch that. It's actually a 10. Crystal says 10. And they're all laughing.
All righty. So this is what we ended up with: 1, 8, 7 9s, and 11 10s. So there we go. All right, then we got another 10 tonight. All right, will this continue? What will be the final number? Okay. Let's see. Next up is RDV again. Whoop, I just put stop. No, I need to go for book. We are on 7 here, RDV.
Hold on, I got to hit on Rose first for a second. I'll get you.
Oh, what?
Never mind.
Okay. And here you go. It is Aquaman number 10.
Aquaman Blood Feud. Family Feud today. No. This is kind of weird. It's like they're on the, remember when you had Jack and Rose and he's like, hold on, Jack, I'll never let go. They said, "Screw that! We're fighting for this piece of debris."
Well, if you look in the background, that is an entire boat, but
yeah, I know, but
it does look like a plank of wood. Yeah,
it's like fight to the death. I'm gonna go 10 with this.
Okay.
All I know is that Aquaman's gonna die.
Wait a second, they're fighting on Brie Larson's butt in 2020. Remember when that was a common criticism?
Yeah.
MK, what do you say?
Did he chop off his arm, or is that just the red beam coming out of his eyes? I'm trying to. No, Manta's right arm. It almost looks like. I think that's just the effect.
It almost looks like Manta is blowing his own arm off. You're right.
Yeah. That's what first I thought maybe Aquaman sliced it the way he's, but I'm thinking, I did. It's interesting. Yeah, cool shot. I got to go 10. Fighting on the raft. Reminds me of Creepshow 2 with the raft, that black stuff. Yeah.
Eric, what do you think? Oh, the raft. Yeah, that was a good one.
I think I'm a little upset that I paid $5 for a bag of popcorn.
Yeah.
Thought Trump's America was supposed to be cheaper.
Did you go to the movies to buy it?
No, but it's a good thing that but at least I was smart enough to check the bag so it wasn't flaming hot again. But I digress. Cover's a 10.
Alrighty. I'm going to disagree with you guys. I think it's a little bit busy. I think, I don't know. Just doesn't grab me the way the other ones are doing. So it's a good cover. I just don't think it's a great cover. You could give it a 7.
I also want to. You should probably point out something to you. I'm not sure how many 8s you said there were for the last one, but there was actually 4 8s in the chat.
There were 4.
Yep. Rhaegar had 1, and then you had at the top there, Tony Hayes, Leon Haley.
I missed them.
Yep.
Alrighty.
They're making fun of you. Like, apparently he can't count.
No, I couldn't count. But since Michael Taylor changed his, it's still the score still remains. It's just by 1. I missed them. That's all. That's it. Just it.
All right. So we're starting off with the Theo Dragon coming in with a 10. Summoner also has a 10. Glinzer has a 10. There's 3 10s so far. Crystal says it's too busy. It's 5. Eric and Blade says it's a 10. This is what I was waiting for. Action. This is the one I call action. This is called combo cover. Hendrick saying 4. Too much going on, and Aquaman seems to be fighting him from his side. Hello. That Darth Cato coming in with an 8, and the Dark Admiral March Hare saying 10. Rhaegar saying 10. Wow, they're just all over the place. Maranya says
Aquaman 10. In a world with an epic battle between Aquaman and Black Manta. Wonderfully rendered design. Who will win? Mystery Works overtime selling this book. Score a blood feud 10.
Hope somebody pays Mystery well. And Jackson Roy Carter.
Oh, he's got to work overtime, so I'm guessing not.
Yeah. Well, if he's on this channel, probably not. Rhaegar, but Roy Kirk says 8. Leon Haley says, I like proportions of the bodies, but a 5-tier trident muscle-wise 8. So I'm guessing he's saying 8 then? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Aquaman 10 is a very 10 cool action cover, and the colors and very nice details, says Michael Taylor. One sick dude saying 9. Count, and says counting is hard. And Desert Rose says, okay, RDV and MKF can take me to the prom. Whoa, prom. I didn't know you were that young. Sorry. MK, go ahead.
Prom.
She wants to double date to the prom.
Oh, well, I actually missed
Or
my
triple
prom.
date, I guess that would be.
Henry Jelmick says book 7.
Desert Rose figures she'll take 2 5s and he'll make a 10.
That costs more than $10. Graphical placement is strange. Not a fan of the proportions of Black Manta's helmet. Still, great detail and rendering. It is a 7.
Alrighty. And we got
And
the
some
stop.
guy says he loves comics. Says stop.
Let's see if I got the scores right this time. Okay, we had 1 4 and 1 5 and 2 7s and 3 9s, trying to take down 10 10s. All right.
Hendrix, no, his son is. That's the other one who's for guys. It's
Where'd it go?
Black
Where'd it
Manta's
go? Where'd
son.
it go? There it is.
Black Manta's father was killed by Aquaman, but his son goes out with Aquaman. You can't make this stuff up.
Yeah. Jack, I'll never leave you, but I'm letting you go by Jack. And she gives it an 8. All righty. Let me see if that changes anything. Let's see. 1, 2, 4, or 5, and 8. Nope. Still a 10. Okay, and now we go for book 8. And did MK start this one, or it was you, RDB, right? Me, Eric. Yeah, this one is MK's.
I didn't do this one, no.
Go for book 8. All righty.
His son is Kanye, after all.
All righty, Eric. MK, here you go. This is Brightest Day number 19.
Strike a pose, Vogue.
Wow, it's like Black Man on a diet.
Sorry, it's the first thing popped in my mind.
What the heck? Did he kill Master Chief and steal his sword? Like, what is that? It's interesting. I guess I'll go. I'll go 8 on this one.
Day. Say again?
Yeah, I'll go 8 on this one. You know, it's the fish are cool. You know, that's. Yeah.
Oh, that's Dory right by him.
I was just
dang
it! It's my crossover joke.
All righty. Eric, what do you think?
I like the sword. Yeah.
It looks like Jackson Hyde wearing Black Manta's helmet.
Them thighs.
Either that or he just stepped on a jellyfish.
Uh-huh.
No, the helmet and the light coming out of it looks pretty cool, but I'm sorry that I just can't get past the prancing.
Okay.
So, this has to top out at 7.
Okie dokie. And RDV, what do you say?
You literally put a top hat and put a cane from both hands, like he's holding it. He is doing a little show tune number.
I said, "Where's Ginger?"
And you don't know where to go to. Where to go where fashion sits.
Literally. Yeah, 5. Okay. But I'm laughing more at the hold the line at $2.99.
Hey, they held that line for a lot of years, to their credit.
Okay, yeah, it's a 7. I agree. It's the one. Okay, the prancing, walking in water is tough. That actually doesn't bother me as much as he's got an electric sword that's veering off. It's trailing. What? Like if it was Master Chief's just going, straight to okay, but the trailing sword, doesn't really work for me. Let's get to the chat and see what they have to say about this most fabulous of covers.
Hey.
Hi.
The chat starting with Glinzer. Oh wait, Jackson says he's leaving. Everybody say goodbye to Jackson.
Goodbye, Jackson.
Bye, Jackson. Have a good.
Bye, buddy.
Bye. Good one.
Obama Snowman. Boy.
What? Obama Snowman? What? Oh, you said Obama.
Yeah, Obama.
Oh, I thought you said something else. I thought you said
Obama Snowman. Yes. He's been seen in the Rocky Mountains.
All right. Glinzer with a 6. We got Ethereal Dragon with a 7. That Gato says it looks like he's holding an energy sword from Halo. It's all right. Giving an 8. And MK in the chat saying, "Hey, I said that too."
I didn't say that exactly.
Hendrix says it's not really giving an idea of what's going on in the scene other than he's swimming menacingly. I don't think it's menacing. It's more like, oh my gosh, here we go again. Yeah, that's not Manta. That's his son. 7 for the anorexic Black Manta, says One Sick Dude. Erica Boyd says 7. Yeah. 5 from Admiral March Hare. Maranya coming in with maybe a better cover score.
Brightest Day 19. Black Manta voguing for the camera pose. Not threatening at all like he should be. Good modern rendering. Score how the elf did this cover get approved 5.
A -100 for not having Nemo with Dory. Well, they're trying to find Nemo, okay?
Well, Nana looks like he just stepped on his shoe.
Right. Rhaegar says 9. And Henry comes in with Book 8. I like the background and detail. The color on the fish are great. Eric Breen is right.
Hear that, Jackson?
That's why he left.
So he didn't have to hear it. Truth hurts.
Black Manta's pose is questionable. Knocks it down to a 7. Desert Rose says, the only thing I like about this is the colors. So I will give it a 7.
Peter Bishop gives it a 7.
Princess reading is the best, says Hendrix. And Michael's score 7 for the colors and the detail. I'd go higher, but I can't get past Manta's pose. No, I never miss you. I don't like you that much, Michael.
Okay, and this is what we ended up with. We have 3 5s taking out the 1 10 and the 2 9s. We've got 2 7s taking out 2 of
and
the
7
8s.
from Crystal G.
And a 7 from Crystal G. Alrighty, and that's what this ends up being, is a 7. Alrighty, let me move that. Okay, so I think this is one that people were legitimately like, ooh, why is that there? Well, the cuts start getting a little bit more difficult, ladies and gentlemen, and since that was book 8, here is the 3rd of the rejects. This was the 3rd cut I had to go through. Oh, wow. I just went straight to the music that they provide you, and I just clipped something. That sucked. But there you go. I would like to know, did you see any covers there that were like, yeah, this one should be removed that we're looking at right now, and that was the one you should have put in. But there we go. We got one more. I'm going to try to remember to put that last video in before we do book number 12. But for now, we're going to go to book number 9, and it is my turn to lead us off. All righty. Henry supporting the cut so far. I appreciate that. What is this? Book 9. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. And what do we have here for book 9? Got to scroll up a little bit here. We have Aquaman number 3. This was the cover B. I was a really big fan of the cover Bs here. I got to tell you, this almost didn't make it, because you could almost say this is more of an Aquaman than it is a Black Manta. But I thought this was a pretty well done Aquaman and Black Manta. I like the colors. I like the inking really on this one. The shades are look really good on Black Manta. You could give it points or take away points for the fact that Black Manta looks really skinny here. But still, I think this one's a pretty good one. All right. What do you say, Eric? I give it a 9, by the way.
I said, yeah, it was a real cute moment. Coco just climbed up on me, and I thought she was going to be like, affectionate, and now she just wanted to chew on the headphones.
All right. My bird did the same thing.
Get out of the wires. Now she's pissed. I like this. Aquaman kind of looks like he's got a salad for a head, for hair. I mean, so
Okay.
I'm going to say 8.
You know he can't have good hair because of being in the ocean all the time.
Oh,
right?
that's not true. Jackson's hair is always perfect.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
He rocks dreads.
Yeah. All right. RDB, what do you say?
That is the worst drawing I've ever seen of Aquaman. It's an Aqua Boy. That looks like if they're gonna have a Aqua Boy and the Legion of Superheroes, that's the face you'd go for with that, like a little skinny thing. And sorry, man, that doesn't look like Manta. It looks like he's got an egg on top of his head.
All right. So what do you score this?
I'm losing faith rapidly in Manatee, says Ryan. I'm going 4 with this. This is bad.
Alrighty. Wow, you say it's absolutely bad. Alrighty, and MK, Raph.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing with with Aquaman. He looks very young here. It's an interesting cover, cool battle poses and action sequence there. I think this one I'll go 7.
Alrighty. All right. And there we go. And let's get to the chat where Glenzer leads us off with a 4.
All righty. Let me scroll up there. Way at the top. All right. 10 for 10 of our Black Manta's glutes. Hendrick says, wow. They're talking about stuff there. And then we go into MARANYA right away.
Aquaman 3. In a world where Aquaman is about to lay the smackdown on Manta of color, in case we have any progressives in the audience, monochromatic cover with pop of orange works well. Excellent rendering. This is a righteous cover. Score a can of whoop ass 10.
Whoop ass. All righty. Desert Rose. It's not for me. It's 5. Admiral comes in with a 6. Hendrix. The background contrasts with the colors of the characters, making them pop out more. Also, the chrome on Manta is appreciated. I'll give it a 7. Yeah, I'm just starting to think that Aquaman might be on a cover makes 100% lamer. It's a 4, says Darth Keto. Tony Hayes says 7. MARANYA is still losing her religion. That's her in the corner.
That's her in the spotlight.
Really, E? There's no...
Pardon? No, I think y'all are accurate.
I think I said too much.
I don't think you've said enough.
Are y'all re-quoting song lyrics
REM.
from Dreams?
No. Losing my religion. Wow. Oh, well.
We got to start playing better rooms, Venk.
I always thought that it was a slideshow. Click, click, that's me in the corner. Click, click, that's me in the spotlight. Click, click, that's yeah.
All right. Crystal G says 6. Ethereal Dragon says 4. That head is terrible. Which one? 5.
You don't get terrible. Never mind.
I love Marina's reaction to our ratings. Says
Yes.
Wow, they're too high. That's why. Michael Taylor says 7. And stop. But Rhaegar says 7. But wait, Henry Jermick comes in at the end saying, Black Manta looks great. As does the rocks in the water. But yeah, Aquaman looks like hell. Crappy face and hair. Also, the foreshortening of his legs and arms aren't bad. It's a 7. Desert Rose.
Everybody heard.
Desert Rose recognizes greatness. REM, great song. You know,
and REM ain't great. They've got a couple of songs. That's it.
Bro.
Oh, here we go.
All right. So we have 4 4s taking out the 10, 2 10s and the 9 and 1 8. And we have 2 5s and 2 6s trying to take out the 7s, but there's one left. This is a 7.
You know, Venk,
All right.
I guess if you can live with 1 kidney, you can live with 80% of your senses.
You know, he might be joining that 4 Cents group with along with.
I think he did.
REM was not that great. It's this, you know, I hear, REM, they had what? They had, they were the shiny, happy people.
Yeah.
They had a great decade before they got popular. And
then they did that. I think Everybody Hurts was a decent song. There you go. They have their one.
I like the It's the End of the World, you know, so that,
Yep.
Yeah, that was a great REM song.
Murmur is one of the best
Actually,
albums
no,
ever
you're
made.
right. That is a great one. That was REM, right? It's the end of the world as we know it.
I think so, right?
Is that? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they have 2 songs.
It's funny, England. I was just going to ask you, who's better, Talking Heads or REM? You know, I was trying to think
Talking Heads, Miles.
bands that are less known. You know, I mean, not that less
Talking Heads.
I don't know. Just the guy in that
Yeah,
giant
the day
turtle
go
suit.
by, yes.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Not for me. Oh, let me put up stop here. Okay. And let's see. Next up is book number 10. And I do believe this one is with Eric. Okay. There we go. And we'll say go for book 10. All righty. What do we have in the book of 10s? What would we do? This one is Brightest Day number 11.
This is a 5.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not getting it.
Didn't do it for you, huh?
No, it's no, Aquaman looks dumb. Mana looks dumb.
What?
Yep.
Oh man. Okay. 5 it is. All righty, RDB. What do you say?
This is manga?
Well, they're in the water, and it looks like they're. I mean, that's one thing that impressed me is the fact that somebody drew people in the water that look like they're in the water, and the lighting, the blue lighting, the waves around them, the bubbles, the whole 9 yards. The coloring on this is amazing.
It's like they took James Caan and made him Aquaman.
If only the people look.
Great casting. Yes. I mean, this is and yeah, both of them are drawn well. The inking is done well. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is
Arthur, I can't stop looking at you.
RDB. What do you say?
5.
Okay. MK.
I guess I'll go. I'll go 7 again. I don't know. Yeah, this is one of those ones where I kind of don't know.
Now I understand why these are still in the dollar bins.
Right. Okay. Let's go to the chat and see what they have to say. Starting with Glenzer with a 6, and then next one is Desert Rose, also with a 6.
gotta do a music hangout live stream with my favorite bands. You want to go back to 2 years ago on this channel, Eric?
Yeah, we actually have that video up somewhere. It's got the thumbnail has the monkeys on it, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Henry saying REM or Talking Heads are total crap. LL. Just curious. I don't think Henry said anything about that.
Oh no, you said something was total crap, but I don't know what he was referring to. That's why I'm just curious.
Desert Rose
Talking about
6.
cover, I don't know.
Michael Taylor says 5. Not a fan. Ethereal Dragon says 5. Kato is hitting the catnip early. And it says, finally, Aquaman and Black Manta both look awesome. It's a 10. Crystal G says 8. Hendrick says, I'd give it a 6, but the blue tends to fade the line details, but the underwater effect isn't bad. One Slick Dude says 6. Inks on this suck too much. Blue and shades of blue mutes art. 7 from Dark Admiral March Hair. MARANYA coming in with a score.
Brightest Day 11 in a world with a close-up of a classic fight. Characters look appropriately awesome, arguing over who's better, Talking Heads or REM. Monochromatic tones work. Mystery and this cover sells the book to me. This is an awesome battle cover. 10. That is a really tough question. I can't decide.
What, those two bands? I actually
Yeah,
have
well, the score, however, we have 4 5s taking out the 3 10s and the 1 8. And then we have 3 6s taking out the 8 and the 7. And holy shit, this is the worst cover of the night. I mean, technically it should be a 7 because I should count the 9, but that's not how we've been doing it recently. So yeah, this ends up being the worst cover of the night so far. All righty, let's move on to book number 11.
Although I will say the more commercially successful REM got, the worse they got.
I mean,
yeah, when they had the biggest song, individually, that maybe
biggest songs? I'm thinking like, well, And She Was pretty big. Burning Down the House.
Psycho Killer.
Letting the days go by.
Yeah,
and the
I was
probably
listening to Burning Down the House
popular.
earlier today.
Burning Down the House probably ended up being their biggest because
You think so?
It was a mainstay on MTV.
Yeah, it was. I think over time though, but I do remember
Actually,
Burning Down
over
the House
time,
being
Psycho
everywhere.
Psycho Killer has stood the test of time more than any.
Oh my God.
That's true. Yeah, you're right
that
about that.
song
Yeah.
popped up in Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
I think
And
it
he's
popped
like-
up in a few slashes too.
Yeah.
Actually.
All righty, kids. Let's go to book 11, and this time it is okay.
Wait, do we get
9, 10. This is RDV. Say again.
That should have been book 11.
I also didn't get a chance to read of Henry's. Book 10, Black Manta's helmet every time. It looks different every time. The bubbles look bad. The hand proportions are bad. It's 6.
All righty.
Yeah.
RDV leads off with book 11.
Finally.
Finally,
We have Aquaman number 15.
I mean, for a Black Manta cover, and he's and it's an Aquaman above, and he's got dead Aquaman. What more badass is this? He finally took out the competition. Not only that, and he's posing on his own cover. He says, "F you."
Well, this looks to me like an homage. What do you remember the number of Aquaman that this one is? Eric?
no, I don't.
Where he's kind of laying on the beach like that. It's not Black Manta, but it's somebody else, and Aquaman is kind of laying dead on the beach. I know there's an older cover like that. All righty. What do you say, MK, to this cover? What do you give it?
Yeah, interesting cover. Reminds me of a Bob Ross painting. Well, I mean, minus the dead Aquaman, of course. I mean, yeah, I mean, just like like the thing he's standing on totally reminds me of mountains for some reason in the background. Yeah, but yeah, awesome cover. I'll go with that.
All righty, Eric.
Oh, yeah, let's see. Aquaman, dead. Niedermeyer, dead. That's on the variant. This is absolutely a 10.
Let's do it. Okay. Yeah, I'm giving it a 10 as well. All right, let's go to the chat, see what they have to say. And Maranya is not happy with that one. How one of the best covers of the night gets the worst score. Then again, Truly Garbage One's got 7. So, all righty. And the first score is actually Rhaegar saying 10. Take it away, guys.
Dark Admiral March here says 10. This is a badass badass cover.
Badass.
I forgot the S.
It is a badass.
Glenzer says 8. Hendrik says 6. Aquaman looks flat. I mean, he probably bled out the death. That's right. Aquaman role playing as a dead fish is cool. He says enjoys coloring. Aquaman looks like he face planted into the rock. It's a 10. Let's see here. Bob Ross, I'm dead. So is Bob Ross.
It does look like a painting. Yeah.
Let's see here. Looks like when you put a cherry bomb in the toilet. Crystal G says 10. And I gotta apologize, Crystal G. We haven't been making any flirty comments to you. It's all been going to Desert Rose. If you feel left out, just let us know. That goes to any other guys here too. You know, we're gender equality. And then we got Ethereal Dragon saying 7. Kind of bland for a villain victory. What do you want? His severed head? You want to be like Kathy Gifford holding the head?
Kathy Griffin.
Kathy Gifford.
Exactly. I want Gifford holding the head.
Especially if it was Frank.
Yep.
Yes, that's what I want. Kathy Gifford holding Frank's head.
Or Regis. When he found out he was replacing her with Kelly Ripa.
Yep. No one is noticing Uncle Man's tiny baby hands here. Hendrix?
Did I hear tiny baby hands?
Tiny baby hands.
Tiny baby hands.
I will say 8 says Desert Rose. Maranya says
Aquaman 15. In a world where this is a threatening Manta cover. Simple, excellent rendering. Manta has Aquaman's trident. This is a badass Manta 10.
Cool. Michael Thayer says 10. Very cool cover, colors, and very nice detail. And good night, Crystal G. I guess she's leaving.
Have a good night. Take care.
Nobody's flirting with her.
Exactly. Henry Jeremick says book 11. Aquaman was always a lame character. He's all washed
Oh
up.
my, what?
Like the blood as well. If only he was really dead. Only 9.
Well,
he's not dead.
after he says Aquaman has always been a lame character, he lost.
It kind of has been. The guy wrote a freaking
No, he
Star
hasn't.
part. Wait,
There
yeah,
has not been a bad run of Aquaman.
The guy was
Super Friends fucked him over. Let's just be honest about this. Super Friends
even Jeremy
bit him
Adams,
over a desk and nailed him, but his books have been good.
even Jeremy Adams acknowledged that. He goes, Jason Momoa took some of the, I forgot the word he used off of him. But look, between the Super Friends and Craig Ferguson, Aquaman was fucked.
Yep.
Craig Ferguson. What did he do?
Aquaman
he
is
would dress
awesome.
up in the
Name the
orange
bad run.
and green, and
That's not Kelly Sudicott. God damn it, I can't say that anymore. Fuck.
Let him speak. I was learning stuff about Craig Ferguson, you fiend.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
one of his sketches was he would dress up like Aquaman with the orange shirt and the green tights and just prance around and really just put in. And any shot Aquaman had of being cool was done.
Yeah. All right, kids.
Hold on. I'm scrolling up there. One skip dude. Trying to see where he is in there.
Didn't he give it a 10?
I thought he read it off as 10. Let me look.
Right now. Oh, I put it in the 9s.
Yeah, I had to go 10 on this one. The water effects are spectacular.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
good
are. It is a great painting. All right. So far, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10s, and 9. No 8s, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4 7s.
And John says 8.
Oh, John says 8. Does that change anything? It does not. All right, because there is 1, 1 6 1 7 3 8s and 1 9 taking on 9 10s.
he's leaving anyway, so
Who?
he made a big deal. Did I get skipped? And then he says goodnight. Oh, he's leaving.
All right. Well, just to show
we
you
weren't
how tough
flirting
it
with
is,
him.
guys, here are the ones that made it all the way to the end but didn't make the show. The last cut. The last 11 to go. There you go. That's another show for me. That I could have easily have done the 11 that just got cut than the ones that we had. But number 12 tonight would still have to be on that list. How about you? You guys see anything? It's like, wow, that's the one. That's the
There's the
one.
one where he almost looks like the Legion and Doom version of him. He has a giant gun on his side. He's got people behind him. I can't remember which that one was, but I thought it was very cool.
You cut Nick Cardy.
So I know. That was the last book cut. I kid you not. I had everything, and I was like, okay, what has to? I've got to get rid of one more. Which one? And the problem. Hold on, just a sec. Hold on, just a second. I'm gonna back that. I'm gonna. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna stand up for my decision on this one. Let's bring it up here. All right. All right, it is this one. That was the last book to get cut. I swear to God. Okay, the reason why I cut this issue is because he's in the corner. He's in the background. This is not a yeah. Click. That's him in the corner. This is not a Black Manta cover. It's a great cover. It's a fantastic cover. It's just not a Black Manta cover.
So that we understand you like your modern books here.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's go with that.
All 11 of them.
All righty. That being said, let's go for book 12 and the all 11 covers. Let's go for book 12. MK, you're leading us off, and we have Aquaman issue number 16. I think it is. I can't read the number.
Now, what were you really going to have as the last one?
All righty.
Oh, that's not the real one? Or
Oh shit! No, that wasn't it. This one.
I was going to say,
this
that
is.
one wasn't.
What just happened? Why didn't it go up? There we are. All right, this is the one we're judging there, MK.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this one's okay. I'll give it a 2, I guess. No, I'm joking. No. Yeah, this is and I remember this cover from another ranking. Yeah, it looks like he's about to spike him on that spike on the M there.
Yeah.
Not spelling Aquaman. Yeah, pretty cool cover. And for the rejects he just did, I kind of enjoyed that one where it was like he chopped off his arm. I don't know if he chopped off his arm or if he just cut his arm, but there's one where it was like Aquaman was holding his arm.
Oh, yeah. That is an Aquaman cover. That was also hard to cut because that's a great cover, but it's focused on Aquaman, not Black Manta.
Yeah.
This
I like
one
that
we did a long time ago, I think in the Silver Age DC, but I brought it back for this one. So what do you score this?
That was a pretty cool cover. Yeah, this one I'll go 10.
All righty. Eric, what do you say?
Don't slip.
Yeah, no shit, right?
I have finally defeated Aquaman. 10.
All righty. RDV, what do you say?
10.
Okay, and I'm saying this is possibly the greatest Aquaman cover, or definitely the greatest Black Manta cover ever
I
created.
will just say this. I hope that he doesn't slip.
I know, yeah. All right, let's get to the chat as we are leaving this unanimous. And I do believe it is Dark Admiral who leads us off. Saying 10. Either would have gotten a 10 from me, by the way. All righty. Are you taking it, RDB, or shall I?
Oh, as far as the readings on here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Darth, yeah, you got Dark Admiral right away?
Yep. Darth
All right.
Kato.
Darth Kato is a 10. And so is the comic cover. Hendrix. Oh, that's a great cover. 10. Coloring. Manta reigning supreme, and that blending of the title with the scene is brilliant. Ethereal Dragon is not impressed. He says 8. And Desert Rose says, wee! It's a 10. Marania says, I call shenanigans. You know what, Marania? You're the only one complaining about
Why?
this. You notice that
we've done covers. As a matter of fact, recently it's been encouraged to bring back some of the ones that we graded back in the day in the earlier part. Why is this one
always,
the one that there's a hill to die on?
There was always a curmudgeon.
Mano is
10 is a fantastic cover, colors and details. Best cover by far, says Michael Taylor. Rhaegar says 9. That might be why Manta was prancing in the other cover. He slipped.
Yeah, Dark Admiral. This is the Silver Age. 12 cents. Yeah, 12 cents were Silver Age.
So it's number 43, I think it is. I can't tell.
Something like
42?
that. Yeah.
42?
Small.
It's right above December.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on just a second. I can bring this one.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, it is. 42. Okay.
Is yours a facsimile?
No, this is real.
Oh.
It is not in mint shape, but all I need to do is frame it. That's why I got it. I think I ended up paying like $5 or $6 for this tops, but it's got water damage. Yeah, but all I'm gonna do is put it in a frame and hang it on the wall.
Well,
question:
should water damage really affect the value of an Aquaman?
I know, right?
Question though, when it comes to like comic book shops, have you ever been in a shop that actually does pressing?
I have.
10 commandments.
You know how accurate it is because we're close to Sunday.
Yeah, but that is one of the my comic book cover grails. I was very excited to get this. A lot of people weren't bidding on it because it was it said water damage. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try for it. So
Aquaman 42, interesting concept. Oh, that's right. We gotta show this off. Ryan, the read.
There we go.
Go ahead.
Aquaman 42. Interesting concept.
Wait a minute. You got it in a world.
In a world.
Can't forget that.
Well, this is a interesting concept. Classic Silver Age rendering. Manta, decidedly threatening. Colors work well to unify the design. Score. MI4 10.
Excellent.
Now we can take over the tri-state area.
I should put the stop up. And Michael Taylor is saying $5 is still a steal in that condition.
Ron, you can keep your grapes to yourself, but hand out the grapes.
All right. Actually, I did say that we had graded when I was introducing the book. I said that we graded it. It was in the I do believe it was the silver. We did Silver Age Marvel in DC, and this was one of the DC covers because it is awesome. But hey, we're doing Black Manta. How can this cover not be on it? Seriously. Alrighty, I like how the logo is part of the scenery. I'm going to surprise England team with a 10, not to please them, but because I think it's a 10. Well, thank you. In all honesty, I might give you the business, but it's always because, you know, I appreciate you being who you are and doing your whole thing there. Alrighty, and let me add another 10 here. We have 1, 8, 2 9s, and now 11 10s, ladies and gentlemen. So the last book of the night is a 10. All right, let me grab that. Zoinks. Get all the way on up there where we have 6 10s, 1 9, no 8s, but we have 4 7s. So let's start. Hey, we only got two levels to grade here, kids. We have the 7s with 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we have the 10s. All right, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, let's get the go for the 7s, and we will find out where everything is placed as it stands. Number 12 is this awesome underwater cover. I don't remember the titles. Number, and now I guess we're figuring out the rest. Okay, let me get the go for 7s. That's what we're doing here. 7. All righty. There we go. Okay, Eric. Best. Oh, let me highlight.
Present. Oh.
Best and least best of the 7s. We had our book 1, which was this. All righty. And then let's see. Then we had what I think is Master Chief, but I think you're right. It looks like Mewtwo. All righty. Then we had the Merry Prancer. And then we had Teenage Aquaman. Okay, what is the best and least best of the 7s, Eric?
Well, I think if I based on my rankings, 4 is the best, and 1 is the worst.
All righty. RDV.
Ooh. That's a tough choice.
It's like deciding a cheeseburger or a pizza. Which one do you want?
Well, I know it's like I see 3 covers. There's like, you know, two of the best.
The Mewtwo.
Yep, the Mewtwo. And then 4 of the worst.
Okay. Oh, nope.
Nope.
1 and 1. And then we have 2 and 4. All right, MK, what do you say?
I'll say, pretty much by default here for me. I'll go 4 is the best and 3 is the worst.
All righty. And I think 4 is the best, and it is 2 is the worst on this one. Okay. And let's get to the chat where MARANYA starts off. 7, the best is 4, the worst is 3. The Prancing Manta beats out Where's Manta Harley cover. All righty. So we got the best is 4, and 3 is the least of them. 2 and 1, says Dark Admiral. Okay, dokes. It's either amazing or okay. Second is best, and first is worst from Darth Kato. Next up, Henry 7's 4 is best, 1 is worst. All right. Next up, we've got the Desert Rose, who is saying 2 and 3. And then we have, I love England teams' names or the covers. I try. Thank you. Next up, we have Ethereal with 4 and 1. And then we have Michael Taylor with 4 and 2. All righty. 4 and 2. But Ethereal says, whoops. He got that backwards. It's 1 and 4. So let me take away one of the 4s on the best and the 1s on the worst. But change mine to 1 is the worst from Michael, who I now have to erase one of the 2s. Okay, I've got it. And then Hendrix says 4 is best and 1 is worst. All righty, we're back to business there, kids. All right, let's find out where these are actually ranked. We do have 1 with no positives and 3 negatives, and that is book 3. Turns out it's the worst of them. But coming right on in really close is book 1 with 1 positive and 6 negatives. All righty. And yes, I do give more weight to a positive than negatives. All right, next up is book 2. It had 4 positives, 1 negative. Oops. And then book 4 had 7 positives and 2 negatives. So there you go. It's 12, 11, 10, 9, and 8. And we got number 7 at 9 with Bloody One. We've got here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to figure out where all the 10s land and what is going to the bracket fights, which it should be coming up pretty quick. We've got we've got Black Adam left, we've got Cheetah left, and Lex Luthor as far as the DC villains are concerned. All right, let's go for 10. And I'll remind you guys what these are. And here we go. One was book 3 with a shiny helmet. The other one was the lightning cover. And then we had the full face. And then we have the battle on top of Jack and Rose, or Captain Marvel's ass. And then, of course, we had the awesome painting. And finally, the only Silver Age book that made it. So there you go. All righty. Eric, best and least best. Favorite and least favorite of the 10s.
Well, I am definitely of the Silver Age. So 6 is my favorite.
All righty.
And wow, this is an impossible decision.
These are great books. Give them great covers, at least.
I'm going to go 5. I got to pick one, but they were all solid 10s for me.
Painting? Okay.
Well, what's worse? What's better?
Well, for me, I would go. I'm with you on the Silver Age. I would go the Battle on the Plank of Wood. For me, that's number 4. But that's just me. It's too busy. All right. So RDV, favorite and least favorite.
Favorite is number 1.
All righty.
And I'm going to second you on number 4 because, yeah, that whole I'm going to hit you from behind, the energy blast. Or it's like,
it looks like he's blowing his own
It's like they're trying to like channel when Darkseid his eyes start to glow and stuff. He's getting ready to fire his blast.
Yeah.
But they did it wrong. So.
All right. Kiduckies, MK, what do you say? The best and least best of the 10s.
Yeah. This is tough all around. For me, though, it was more difficult choosing the best and the worst, honestly. So kind of, debated the Batman pose 2 versus the Bob Ross painting for me is best. But overall, I'm going to go 2. I like the Batman pose. It's just
the Batman
badass.
pose wins over Bob Ross.
And
all right, what's the least?
The worst is easy for me. It's number 3 by far.
The full facial. All right, let's go to the chat. I do believe it is Darth Cato leading everybody off, saying 6 is best and the 4th is the worst. All righty, random thought, but wondering who would dress up as Robin and who is Batman between Englentine and Eric. I hate my flow of thought. I would okay, we're doing Tim Drake. If anybody's dressing like we're not doing George Perez little skimpy green shorts, right? Tim Drake, I don't know. What do you think? Would you would dress? I think Eric would be the Batman. He's got the voice for it. I would give him the Batman. And I would wear the Tim Drake. I'm okay with that because Eric's got the voice for the Batman.
And I can assure you I have put 0 seconds of thought into anything like that.
That is it. All the thought I ever had was that moment right there.
Yes.
My first thought was I am literally maybe half an inch taller. But I think that the voice. Yeah,
you got to have Eric say, "I'm Batman."
Yeah, that's the winner. Okay, so let's see. Desert Rose says 6 and 4. All righty. And then we have 2 and 5 from Ethereal Dragon. Next up, we've got, this is a split baby moment. I guess I'll go with 5 as the best over 6, just because we ranked it before. And 1 is the least favorite, says Dark Admiral. And then we have Hendrix for the 10. 6 is best, 5 is the worst. I think you guys are high for picking that for worst. 6 is best by a hair, and 2 is worst, says Maranya. Alrighty, so everything is almost everything is represented on the worst column. We're missing 1 for the or 2 of them for the best of. All right, but let's see. Of course, he says 3 is the worst. No one likes having a black mana in your face. Okay, this is tough. 6 is best. I like it, but since I have to pick a least favorite, 5. Wow. Okay, let's see. Damn England got me with the Tim Drake thing. Yeah, I'm not wearing little green panties out in the open again. Okay, so I guess that's all the votes. Let's get the stop, and we will ratio this shit. All right. Zoinks. And here we go, kids. Let's see. Do we have an obvious loser? Yes, we do. And it is not the one you're thinking. It's the only one that did not get a... Oh, we had 2 that didn't get positive votes at all. 1 got 1 negative and 1 got 4 negatives. So, ladies and gentlemen, book 4 is the least of the 10s. And then book 3 follows right behind it. There we go. And then let's see. Next up, we have 1 positive on number 1 and number 5, but 1 got 2 negatives and 5 got 4 negatives. Wow, I'm actually shocked at that. That is an incredible. But then you know what? They're all really good. I don't know why I am. Okay, so it comes between these 2 right here. All right, and it ends up being 7-3 with 1 negative on the one with 3. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Aquaman finally made it to the top. Aquaman number 42. There we go. So we have, what was it? It was 12, 11, 10, 9,
Who
8.
gave a negative
7,
to that second one?
Pardon?
Somebody with horrible taste.
Yeah, who would give negative to that?
Somebody gave 2. Yeah.
Wow.
I wouldn't have thought of it.
Yeah.
So we've got the fight on Captain Marvel's ass at number 6. Number 5 is the full facial. Number 4 is the awesome painting. Number 2 is the awesome mirror hat. Then we got the Batman pose, and the Silver Age is going to the bracket fights.
Suck it, modern age.
There you go. Yes. They had 11 chances to make it to the top, and the Silver Age kicked its ass.
It's like your wheel on Saturday nights when the guy that spent $10 wins.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Hey,
That
Batman
awesome.
got second place, so I can't complain.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, look,
well,
hey,
Now
in
I
all
know
honesty,
it was. It was Maranya.
in all honesty, they're all great. So I would have been A-okay with only 42 winning. I'll tell you the truth. I would have been like, how can I change this? I'm the owner of the channel, but no, I can't do that.
I still think the other one had better effects.
Oh, yeah. And with that, I was going to ask another question. So, Aerosmith or Genesis? Which
Aerosmith every day, twice on Tuesdays, 3 times on Wednesdays. Yeah, I mean, Aerosmith. I like Genesis. I'm one of the few people who say that Phil Collins years are better than Peter Gabriel years. But yeah, I'm a huge Aerosmith fan.
Oh, hell, that
Say again?
Genesis going from Peter Gabriel to Phil Collins is not quite Peter Green into Lindsey Buckingham, but it's close. I mean, they're 2 different bands.
Mm-hmm. But then again, I was 13 when I first heard Genesis. I think it was, it might have just been Phil Collins. No, it was Genesis, and it was Phil Collins on the vocals. It was Something You're Doing Me Right. Found I Was Black. When I Know It's White. That was the first Genesis song. Always the Same. That's All, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then from there, it was it was the Night song, the one that Miami Vice played all the time.
Yeah, I think my favorite Phil Collins Genesis song might be, I think it's Abacab.
Abacab.
It's just cool. I mean,
But the thing is, I think a lot of people bash the Phil Collins years. Horse shit. That's where all their name the hits from Peter Gabriel.
Again, two different kinds of bands. They were an album band before Phil Collins. But did you ever watch the show The Americans?
No, never saw it.
They had a long scene where Elizabeth was, setting up a kill, and they did it to "In the Air Tonight," and it was just beautifully done. You need to take a break from all your genre shit and watch some quality.
Oh, we're watching The Bondsman right now. That's pretty good. I do actually watch quite a bit.
Have you checked out Paradise yet?
Not yet.
Interesting concept.
The helmets when in tins had better concept and details than the Bat Manta cover, says Maranya. But yeah, I did enjoy the Phil Collins years, but Aerosmith is a band. First, it started my uncle. He was moving out of the family house, and he decided to bestow upon us his record collection. And that was an education in music for me and my cousin. It was, we had a lot of Simon and Garfunkel. We had Heart. We had Aerosmith. A lot of really good albums. By the way, everybody loves, the Heart's big hits. It, to me, doesn't hold a candle between, I don't know. There are some, but Dog and Butterfly, fucking hell. What a song, man. But yeah, that's actually where I got a lot of my early.
My answer to that would be, I agree, Aerosmith, but Aerosmith, to me, you can keep everything from 1980 to present. I mean, there's a couple of hits in there, but their first 5 albums or so were brilliant.
Well, I don't know about all 5 of them. I'm not a big fan of Night in the Ruts, and Rocks sucked.
I like Rocks.
You like Rocks?
Yeah.
You know what? You and me, man, we're friends, but musically.
It's Dream On, Get Your Wings, Toys in the Attic.
It's Aerosmith, Get Your Wings.
Well, okay, self-titled.
Right.
The one that had Dream On, right? That was what it
Yeah.
was on, right?
It also had Moving Out. It had Walking the Dog, which is an album track not a lot of people know about, but it is a great song. Yeah, I think that's also the one that has Kings and Queens, which is an incredible song.
But I think, by 1980, Joe Perry's heroin addiction was crippling him and the band. Then he left and, it was gone for how long? I mean, like decades, wasn't it?
No. Joe Perry came back when they came back, because they all went to rehab, and of course they got Run DMC did their song, which they participated in. That kind of ignited the fire for Aerosmith again, and they put out Permanent Vacation, which has let's see, Dude Looks Like a Lady. It had Ragdoll. It had Tell Me What It Takes. My favorite song from that is a song called Hangman Jury. It's a bluesier number. There's quite a few that didn't get airplay that I liked off of that album. And then it went to the one Get a Grip, which was also good. And then you had, I'm trying to remember what they were called. Tell Me What It Takes to Let You Go. What is that one? The one with Janie's Got a Gun was a good album. Yeah, they did a great run right there when they got.
Yeah, that's. I guess
4, maybe 5 albums, and then I gotta admit they kind of planked a little bit.
I think the only reason why anybody gave a shit about Aerosmith at that time was the Run DMC collaboration.
Well, that popped.
And everybody thought if they listened to enough Aerosmith, they would have a shot with his daughter.
Oh, come on. By the way, his daughter didn't show up until the 3rd or 4th album into their revival, by the way, because he showed up with Crazy and oh, goodness gracious. I was when I met you. But anyway, Amazing is a great song. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Aerosmith.
Give me the old stuff.
Yeah.
The new stuff.
I'm not going to argue because they are. I had a greatest hits album, which was two discs, and one was the older stuff and one was the newer stuff. And in all honesty, it was like switching out one band for another. They really did change their sound. So I can't argue with you. You know,
my opinion of latter day Aerosmith is what you say about a lot of bands. Greatest hits band.
Greatest hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't argue that. And like I said, they're such a different band from their original years up until Rocks. Yeah. And no, it wasn't Rocks. It was Done with Mirrors. That was the one that sucked. But up until Done with Mirrors, and then it's a new band when they do Permanent Vacation all the way up. Some aliens like Love Sucks or something like that. It was a decent album. It was just at that point, I really do believe they kind of plateaued, and they never challenged themselves after this. And I heard that one of the reasons why they broke up was because Steven Tyler kept wanting to do the same thing over and over again, and Joe Perry wanted to kind of grow a little bit as a band, and you could see that. You could see that in the albums there. Remember that Engleton is younger than us, so he will not like the older. What are you talking about? I do like the older stuff. I'm just saying the newer stuff is good too. What the hell you did you not hear me list off like 4 or 5 album tracks off of the first album?
Nobody listens when you go on these.
Oh, good Lord, yes. Okay.
Yeah. So would you guys compare, like, say, the best song from Genesis versus the best song from Aerosmith around, equally popular, or you think one just?
Well, it depends. What would you call the best song for? Like, Eric, what is the best song from Genesis, and what is the best song from Aerosmith to you?
Oh, wow.
Okay, we got to get rid of "I Can't Dance" because that's way too great. So we have to take that one away because that just make it unfair.
I don't know. I still think the most popular Aerosmith song was "Dream On." In my opinion,
yeah, it's about.
But oh God, no, my favorites, Toys in the Attic would be in my top 50 of all time.
That is fucking hell. There's the song or the album?
The album.
Yeah. Okay, you and I we're going down the same road here.
Maybe top 40.
Okay.
I think it's that time period. Toys in the Attic, Destroyer. Yeah, I said I like both of those 10 times more than anything else either band did. And Toys in the Attic was just, I said it's a masterpiece.
So I'm gonna go down this road with you because my favorite, the best, and sometimes you can say it's an opinion. I don't think this is an opinion. The best Aerosmith song. Bow bow down 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 down. When you hear that down down down, it's like, okay, we're going to get some good music here because here comes Sweet Emotion. Sweet Emotion, in my opinion, is the greatest Aerosmith song ever played. I just love it. It's got a great intro. It builds up, great guitar. It is just fantastic from beginning to end. So I would put that. Now, the greatest Genesis song, I have to go with goodness gracious, what is it? Hold on. I can see it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, those are the 2 greatest songs from both bands.
It's even now, imagine it with Felicity brutally murdering somebody.
So
yeah,
you want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
So you heard about all those celebrity women that went up in the space for 10 minutes? Whatever.
Yeah, congratulations. I don't see what the problem is.
And they ring the bell. It's usually when astronauts do it. Real astronauts ring the bell. Did. So what did Long John Silver says? Well, it just had Long John Silver energy. It says,
there you go. But you know what? They got to go into. I don't know what all the hate is about.
The hate about it is that they think they're so gaudy. They went up there for 10 minutes as a publicity thing, and you listen to their speeches as they come down. It's all about women power. Girl
yeah,
power.
that sucked. I get that part. I guess
Katy
Like,
Perry.
if they came down and was just like, oh my god, it was the greatest experience of my life, I get it. The whole woman thing.
Everyone's like, did they hardly have to come back? Couldn't they just stay up there?
Okay, all right. That's the difference between, 6 leftists versus just 6 women.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. We had men go up there. We had them land on the moon and everything, and they didn't come down and say anything like that. And let's face it, you want to know a real hero? It is Armstrong, because he could have stepped on that moon, first person to walk on the moon. He could have stepped on it. So how's it feel? Instead of saying, of course, grammatically it was incorrect. One giant step for man, one giant leap for mankind, or one small step. It was supposed to be one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. He could have said, whoa, my gosh, I really could use a Coca-Cola right now. He could have sold his ass out. They didn't do that. I think, I could see why you could think the women did that, but I don't know. The part I saw was like Katy Perry was kissing the ground and everybody was in it.
Yeah, I saw that.
You don't know how you would react going into space because you've never been and probably never will be. That's just.
Well, the thing is, they weren't in space. They were on the verge of space for 10. It's a 10-minute flight, dude.
How high did you go?
Are we not going to bring up the fact that they landed on a curb?
Well, the best part is that they were screaming like bloody murder when they dropped down there.
Who wouldn't? Here's a question, though, that I do believe deserves answering. Ashley, feel free to answer this as well. Black Sabbath or Led Zeppelin?
Zeppelin.
That's where I'm going to. I do like some Black Sabbath songs. I think War Pigs is amazing. Of course, everybody loves Paranoid. But Zeppelin, even though I don't listen to them so much because they're overplayed to me, yeah, I'd go Zeppelin.
What was weird? When you think of Black Sabbath, you think Ozzy Osbourne, hard rock, that father of heavy metal, blah blah blah. I was at one of the stores we had. This was probably 2008, 2009, or something like that. 70-year-old woman comes in the store and buys Black Sabbath. Now, your first instinct, so you think, you go, I thought like my dad died at 70.
Yeah,
he was so stodgy. His second wife, he didn't like that Eric Clapton that she listened to, but then I thought I go, all right, if this woman was 30 years old when Black Sabbath got rolling, and her taste didn't evolve into Montavani and Hugo Winterhalter, you're buying Black Sabbath. You're a 70-year-old, because you're 70 now.
Well,
that was crazy to reconcile. Because I mean,
think about it. The Woodstock era are the 70-year-olds now.
Oh, I agree. I said I'm going to be 70 in 7 years. I'm still going to be listening to the Clash. I know that.
People were. I heard 2 kids talking about old people music. I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you. We were listening to freaking Kiss. We're listening to Iron Maiden, motherfuckers. What are you listening to? You're listening to freaking electro. You're listening to music that I could play on my fucking Casio in the 1980s.
Well, the difference is the generation gap doesn't exist to the degree that it did when I look at like my father and my uncles. I mean, they were of an era where. Yeah, so when we moved into the neighborhood, we moved into in 1968. The guy down the street was wearing shorts, dress shoes, and colored socks. He was not 30. He would steal the balls that would land in his yard. Not yet 30. But it was also 1968. Different times. Now, you parents and children have a lot of the same interests. There was that generation that decided we don't have to put our toys away.
Yeah, we're the first. Yay, rock on. Gen X is the first. It's the first generation that said, you know what? If I'm an adult and I can do anything I want, why can't I read comics? Why can't I enjoy Star Wars? Why can't I still rock out? But yeah, and by the way, as I got older, I did incorporate a lot of the grandparent music because I never
And then you
really
guys,
listened to the Rat Pack, and I thought, you know, I'm gonna give them a try, and then I got into vocal jazz.
and then you guys
My-
created the Zoomers.
Yeah, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Well, not mine. Mine are actually good kids. They grew up with the freaking head on their shoulders.
Okay, Frank and Dean were cool,
Mhm.
but I'm sorry, you can't Kevin Bacon, Jerry Vale into cool.
That's true.
I
That
mean,
is
there was
true.
just there's the stuff I've developed a taste for like bop era jazz.
Yeah.
It's funny that my uncle thought that was crap because he liked the generation before that with Fletcher Henderson, and I can't name another one. But it's crazy that like I said, my dad was like I said, 23 years old when Rock Around the Clock was released. My dad had already aged out of anything like that. His older brother, by 1955, when the bop era kind of got rolling, he was already 30. Not for him. Too modern. And but that I don't. Those walls are kind of gone now. I say, I mean, like my brother doesn't have a bunch of the music his son listens to, but he doesn't mind it either because it's not. Because it's just derivatives of what we were listening to.
With
A couple of generations down the road.
With my Southern grandfather and granny, is a granddad and granny, by the way. And if you ever met my granny, you would go, that's a granny.
Yeah.
No Nana, no anything. She's a down home Southern. You give her 2 leaves and a thing of bacon fat, and she can make you a dinner that would blow your freaking head off. It's one of those grannies, but they would listen to not even, it's like bluegrass and religious songs. My grandfather would be walking up the hallway. What a friend we had in Jesus. I'm not kidding. That is literally a song he would sing. And then he would take me out to the drive-in double feature because the nudie movie was on. So
Mark Admiral sang Nazareth, Hair of the Dog, underrated album. Did you know that Love Hurts was a cover?
I heard about that.
I mean, I didn't know that. I always thought that was a Nazareth song.
Go
I think I learned it was a cover like a month ago.
Were you guys into like disco by any chance in the 70s, or not really into?
You were into disco. Like I can answer that because I was in high school when you had to be into it if you wanted to survive the dances, but it was not really. It was not particularly good music. Yeah, to me anyway.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, there was
my dad shares your sentiment when I asked him the same question. He's like, it was all right. He's not really into it.
I mean, there were still disco clubs in the early 80s.
Yeah, but disco, the music's heyday was 77 through 79.
Or ABBA, what are they called?
When I grew up as a kid in the 70s. I grew up I was like 1 through 10 in the 70s. So whatever was on the radio, that's what I was listening to. We did not listen to disco. When I was with my friends, they would play it. My mama put on my boogie shoes or something like that. It wasn't.
That's a good song. That's Alex Chilton.
I like the Bee Gees.
It wasn't until later. Well, I liked it. I did like some, and like when we would watch Saturday morning cartoons would end with Dick Clark or Soul Train. I watched both. And if I walked away, Soul Train called me back by going, Soul Train, okay, it's time to go back, listen to some music, watch the black people dance.
That's your last money. It's all
Say again?
Stone gas, honey. I was doing Don Cornelius's outro.
Okay. But so yeah, I heard disco through that, but my family didn't listen to disco. My dad was first of all, we were Southern, we had our country music, but my father was a hippie, which is amazing because he went to Vietnam and found out he was a really good killer. So I got a lot of Peter, Paul, and Mary. I got a lot of Simon and Garfunkel. I heard Man of Constant Sorrow long before Oh Brother, Where Art Thou. Bob Dylan was big in my family, but on my mother's side, she was more popish. So we had the Carpenters, and we had ABBA, and we had Barry Manilow, by the way. So it was
The
a
man
great
wrote the
mix.
songs.
Say again?
The man wrote the songs.
That made the whole world sing. I'll tell you what, Barry Manilow's good. I know he gets a bad rap, but Barry Manilow is a really good songwriter. Oh, and Neil Diamond, which I have now thrust upon my children that they know all those songs.
All you have to do if your kids start clapping back on Neil Diamond, say he was cool enough to be invited to perform at the Last Waltz. That's all you need to know.
There you go.
And he wrote monkey songs.
And he had a bunch of women throwing their panties at
The
him.
Monkeys came along. The Monkeys came along because me and my friends, they would all gather at our house because my house was the one with the mother in it. So they all gathered at our house. We did homework and we watched TV. And I remember it was the Monkeys, Batman, Addams Family, and I think it led into Star Trek, but it was something like that. And the Monkeys were just funniest to all of us, and we loved the song. So, Monkeys fan. Hold on just a second. Let's get some of these. Sabbath with Dio is great as well. Totally different chemistry. Turned them into a totally different band. Dio had some good albums and some good songs. I liked Sail Away and goodness gracious, what was that album? I forgot, but it was one of his 1980s albums. E, being a Florida man, you're a Skynyrd fan, right? Favorite song? No. I mean, I like some Skynyrd, yeah, but I don't know albums or anything like that. So yeah, I guess it would be was Leonard Skynyrd was Freebird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Freebird's one of the greatest songs ever made. I know Beetlejuice brought them up again, but the Bee Gees really are great. Gail loves the Bee Gees to the point where we went to see a Bee Gees cover band in concert. They're fantastic. I always thought, I was a heavy metaler in the 80s, so the Bee Gees sucked, right? That's what you're supposed to think if you like heavy metal. And then when I actually listened to them, they're really good.
Their first album, also in my top 50.
They're a good cover band. They covered everything worth it, including the Grease soundtrack, which not a lot of people know. Grease is the word that's a Bee Gees song. Do you still have your Saturday Night Fever white suit? Never had one. As a matter of fact, I would be embarrassed to have photos of the 1970s clothes that my mother got us. We were poor. I've grown up poor, been struggling my entire life financially.
Hey, if you've
Green
ever
and
bought
yellow
the corduroys,
plaid, ladies and gentlemen.
I wear plaid of flannel here. Listen, I'm on.
Right. I like pre-disco Bee Gees. Yeah, they are very good.
But if you were not in the 90s going to church wearing corduroy pants and a corduroy jacket, you're not living it.
Yeah. Blue Moon.
I'll ask you a question, Larry.
You woke him up.
Say again?
I'm gonna pretend. I'm gonna act like a mom when you wake up a baby.
Oh,
you woke up the cat.
Right. I yell too much. Eric, what'd you say?
What? I can't hear. You yell too much.
Do you think that the Bee Gees would have been recruited for Saturday Night Fever if they hadn't made Main Ingredient?
I don't know what that is.
Like that was the album before that had Nights on Broadway. Okay,
I came late to the party. So I've heard the Greatest Hits album. It's got like 40 songs on it. So,
but it's kind of disco adjacent, but it's really, really good. And then they got the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack that put them in the stratosphere. But
I don't know the answer to that, but
look at if wherever you consume your music, check out Main Ingredient. It's very good.
That movie, what was it, Boogie Nights? Wasn't that like based off that era, or was that a little later?
It took place in the 70s, or the late 70s, early 80s. I love Barry Manilow and Diamond, says Desert Rose, sung blue. The one that is really grabbing me these days is Forever in Blue Jeans, babe. But if
Peggy.
I'm in the car and nobody else is, she likes the way she moves it, Cherry, or I think it is. I just fucked it up, but you get it.
Cherry baby.
What do we do, baby, with our love? Sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la.
Oh.
I'm not a fan of Van Hagar, although Eddie is always a great guitar player. Ever listened to Eddie Van Halen isolated guitar on YouTube? If not, do so. Well, he had, oh goodness gracious. Of course, everybody knows Eruption, but there's another one. I think it's called Spanish. It might be Spanish Fly, but I think it's on Diver Down, and it's more acoustic. It's a great, great song.
Van Halen peaked with Gary Sharon.
Yeah. The Van Hagar song, there's one called Come On Baby Finish What You Started. I love that song. It's on the OU812 album. Otherwise, Van Hagar has its moments. Your wife has great taste, explains why she married you too. That is exactly right. Why she stays with me though, I don't know. Let's see. The Night Dragon. Have a good night, Dragon. Yeah, we have dragged an hour and a half show all the way out to 2:10 right now.
Well, this was more interesting than some of our past 40-minute goodbyes.
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask you guys one last question. How about the Doors or the Animals?
Doors. I mean, House of Rising Sun, amazing song. But
Animals.
What else? The Doors, on the other hand, the Doors has one of the single greatest debut albums of all time.
Fact.
That is absolute fact.
But the Animals got a lot of good music too.
There's not a sad song on the Doors. By that I mean a lame one. Yeah, I know they did.
I'd have to go. I'd go Doors also, but the Animals were they're like mid 60s, and then the Doors were like later 60s. If you like the Doors, see if you can find an album by a band called Clear Light. They were also out in San Francisco in that time period, and they basically got doored over. But I think you would like them.
Okay, yeah, I would have to actually have that written down somewhere.
But I've got a box set of the San Francisco sound, and there's a lot of good music out there in that era.
Of all the stuff I ever got rid of, Eric, I had it was like an 11 cassette Kinks album or box set. It was everything. I learned to love the Kinks off that because I never heard anything, and it was on sale at the record store for $15. I was like, 15 cassettes? It was 11 cassettes for $15? Fuck it. Yeah, I'm going to get that. I have no idea what they did. And then I saw they did Lola and Come Dancing, which was a huge hit in the 80s.
Yep.
I didn't know much about them otherwise. And then I was like, wait, they did You Really Got Me? Okay, well, let me check that out. And I just started, wow, okay, that's good. And some of those songs just jumped out and grabbed me. I was like, holy shit, this is brilliant music. But the thing is, I never learned them the way I learned a lot of the other bands that I liked. I'm very happy that I got another box set recently because I'm listening to it, trying to learn it. And you know what I noticed? I don't learn songs the way I used to. I would listen to an album a few times. I know everything. Now it's like, okay, I have to take some time.
Sure.
Somebody asked, favorite Iron Maiden album? Eric, go.
I don't have one. I've never been enough of a fan to really just put one on and listen to it.
Yeah.
I've heard songs that I've liked.
Okay, that song I heard that one time.
Oh, geez. Was it Run for Your Life or whatever that
Run to the hills.
That, yeah. But
Run for your life.
Yeah, okay. My brother wasn't into metal. He had 4,000 albums up in our room, and I'm not exaggerating. And so I didn't see the need to really, if you've got access to 4,000 albums and you have a turntable, there's really not a whole lot of motivation to go look past that.
Yeah.
So that was one genre that just kind of I was never fully into. And so, I never listened enough to really, have favorites and really any of the big bands other than I love Ride the Lightning. But if you played something off of another Metallica in that era and said, which one is this from? I'd have a 33% chance of getting it right.
I was very much stuck in the music that my mom and dad played, and of course Styx. But so I was very much in that era, and all my friends though were into heavy metal. So I went and joined the Columbia House Record and Tape Club. And of course I paid off all of them, bought every one of the records I was supposed to, and didn't just walk away with the 11 cassettes for a penny. How the fuck did they make money?
Fear. People that didn't realize that there more than likely would be no repercussions for not getting soaked after that.
Yeah, but the thing is, I got I heard of I got AC/DC at the time. Who Made Who Maximum Overdrive just came out, and their album Who Made Who, it was kind of a greatest hits album. So I picked that one up, and I grabbed oh goodness gracious, Sitting on a Park Bench, Jethro Tull. I got theirs, and I got Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast and a whole bunch of other heavy metal things. All the albums my friends said was cool, and I listened. I was like, this sucks. I don't understand how. And I just kept no, my friends are listening, so let's see if I can't grab something. And on the second turn for AC/DC, I found myself now, and it would just kind of the mind open. Jethro Tull, God bless you if you like them. Aqualung was okay, but they really grabbed me. But Iron Maiden, fucking incredible. Also, one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to was Iron Maiden. My favorite album, I'm going to be boring on this one, is Number of the Beast. I don't think there's a lame song on it. I do have all of the albums from Iron Maiden on up to Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Kind of dropped off after that because buying albums kind of, first of all, Bruce Dickinson left and did Tattooed Millionaire, which had one good song on it, but making sure my kids could eat was more important than buying the newest album of everybody. I enjoy.
am really surprised that you're not a Tull fan.
It just didn't glom. Maybe if I gave them a listen to now.
Well, I was figured you're being a Styx fan, but then again, I'm a big Tull fan, but I'm not really a Styx fan, so I guess that tracks. But
do they kind of mesh? Like,
well, they did a lot. I mean, they would do a lot of conceptual stuff. I mean, they Passion Play and Thick as a Brick are both one song albums. And they were Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die would be considered a concept album. That's always been my favorite because it has like a 2-page. You open it up, it's got a gatefold. You open it up, it's a 2-page comic book. And
speaking of Alice Cooper's Last Temptation,
but it's I don't think they've done anything worth a damn in 45 years. That's how long I've been around, and I loved everything up to like 1980. But yeah, it's that's where it's like everybody defaults to Aqualung. Too Old to Rock and Roll is in my all-time top 10.
All right.
But
the weird thing about putting your favorite music on, I discovered this when I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this. You list all the songs that you like, and you find out there's thousands of them. It is so difficult. Even if you could say this song will be in your top 10% of songs you've heard and loved, and it could still be like number 563. It's a weird thing when you really have to boil down the favorite songs of all time. One thing I think is kind of disingenuous is nobody would ever put Christmas music in there, even though they listen to it every year. There you go. Nope,
Like,
I'm going to be
it's like
blurry.
luck with the hand, you know.
Let's see, Jim. Well, I'm trying to get that. Well, okay, good.
Yeah,
Jim Morrison has a very monotone voice, says Henry. A lot of his vocals sound the same. Okay, with the doors closed. Let's see. House of the Rising Sun is cool. I agree. This is Maranya's mentioning Kink song. Sunny Afternoon, love Sunny Afternoon. Catch Me Now, I'm Falling. Great Kink song that don't get as much earworm play. For me, Celluloid Heroes. Obviously, as a movie fan, I'm going to glom onto that. But Celluloid Heroes is such an affecting song, you know. Rudolph Valentino looks very much alive as he looks up ladies' dresses as they sadly pass him by. Avoid stepping on Bella Lugosi. Let's see, Eric Clapton, Layla, Cocaine, White Room. I learned Layla by the piano bit. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, Layla's good
That
stuff.
was played in so many movies in the 80s and 90s. I was like, what the fuck is that song?
That's where there was Yardbirds, Blue, John Mayall and the Blues Breakers that he played with, Blind Faith, Derek and the Dominoes, and his solo stuff. The Blind Faith album is my favorite Clapton.
All right. Toss up between Power Slave and Holy Smoke, says Dark Admiral. Power Slave is a really good album too. I can't argue. Like, I could tell you my favorite. I couldn't argue against anybody else's favorite Iron Maiden album of that period. Like I said, I stopped at Seventh Son though.
Isn't there another song called Lola? Too?
Lola, that's the Kinks.
Yeah.
Met them
Oh,
in a
when I was a
club
kid, I used to confuse Layla with Lola all the time. Oh
My
God.
problem is I have heard Weird Al Yankovic's more than I have Lola. So I can't. I met him in a club down in Dagobah where it bubbles all the time like a giant carbonated soda. Let's see. I do have so few songs that I really don't like. I have music playing almost all the time, even in the barn, says Desert Rose. Ooh, Alan Parsons Project some other time. Never a fan.
Do you have a
Henry says,
single
I like
favorite
Power
song?
Slave, Number of the Beast is good as well. What were you saying, Eric?
Do you have a single favorite song of all time? Just period.
Obviously, this is right off the top of my head without thinking. The first thing that popped in my head is a Styx song called Sweet Madam Blue. It's a big ode to America. And by big, I mean big. Dennis DeYoung is a showman. When they broke up, one of the things he went and did was wrote a play, a musical, Hunchback of Notre Dame. He was going to produce it and put it out. But guess what? Disney did the same. He went to Broadway. He did that kind of thing when they were, and to me, he was the one that makes Styx bigger than they actually are. It's bigger than just average rock and roll bands. And I like that. I liked the merging of that. Sweet Madam Blue is a song, starts off slow, very, and it kind of builds. Live, you got to hear it live though, because there's the note. Dennis DeYoung did one thing where he hits a word and he just stretches the note until he runs out of breath, and it is forever. The man can sing. And then after he does the note, it goes into a slow piano, and then it goes and that picks up a little guitar, and it's slow, and then it just explodes. It's the fireworks, and it is absolutely fantastic. Big. It's just big, and so I love that combination. I love the Come Sail Away kind of does it as well. How it starts off slow and then it's got the big warring guitar and everything at the end. But this song just hangs there for me. I remember when I went and saw Dennis DeYoung at Epcot. He was actually saying, wow, it looks like, because he was recognizing us. And he goes, it looks like I've got the same crowd. You heard all the stuff I played in the, what do you want me to end the show with this time? I yelled out Sweet Madam Blue. He played it. He's like, live. This song is just amazing, especially considering the next year he came back knowing it was a crowd pleaser, and they do it up against the big fucking flag. Yeah, that song is amazing to me. But anyway, I could have just said the song, but there you go. You get my big.
I need a backstory. So yeah, my favorite song and favorite album, same person, but not that. But my favorite song is not on that album.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rosalita is my favorite song of all time, especially the album version when the piano and incident on 57th Street leads up to it.
Wow.
But it's absolutely, it's been my favorite song for 50 years.
That is really cool. I mean, I have that. I'm a big Billy Joel fan as well. So yeah.
That's not Billy Joel.
Oh, really? Oh no, I'm thinking Rosalinda. Sorry. Okay.
It's Springsteen.
Springsteen. Okay.
And I've seen him live several times, and back when he actually still played that, and it's just phenomenal. I said, Born to Run is my favorite album, literally for 50 years, also. But, how about you, MK? Do you have an individual favorite song? I don't know if VENKMAN's even still here, so.
Oh man, that's hard, man. Like I feel like depending on the era, it's like, I'm one of these guys where I like sometimes I won't necessarily know the band, but I'll just know the song well, and I gotta like write it down to find out more information. But I was actually going to ask you guys. I don't know if you guys, because this is one that I've always asked about my friends that has high debate in the past. The Police versus U2, English versus Irish. But do you guys have a preference, or you guys make both?
Who's that now?
The Police versus
by
U2.
The way, if I have to suffer through one of those two, I'm suffering through the Police.
Oh, I don't have to suffer. But I would take the Police.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I'm being harsh. I actually liked the Police, but they're an overplayed band for me. Not by the radio, but by my brother.
Oh, he's a big Police fan, huh?
Yeah, he was a big Police fan, and I heard them all the time. So at this point in time, look, I do like their greatest hits. I don't like they're not an album band to me. But U2, still haven't found what I'm looking for. With or Without You. That's my U2 song. There you go.
I think War's a fantastic album. That was before they took over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Pride is a fantastic song also.
I remember liking Sunday Bloody Sunday.
Yeah, well, that was on War.
Yeah.
And that had New Year's Day also. And
New Year's Day.
So Desert Rose saying, I have a huge record collection like you guys have a huge comic collection. Hendrix is saying 666, the number of the beast. Favorite song on Number of the Beast is Hallowed Be Thy Name. Great song. Enter the Sandman is a fantastic song, MK. Best song on that album, however, to me is And Nothing Else Matters.
You know what got me into that song? There's a former pitcher named Mariano Rivera for the New York Yankees. Whenever he would try it out, he had that song playing for Metallica. I'm like, what is this song? That actually got me more into Metallica a little bit later on. Henry
is saying that Ride the Lightning's good, Master Puppets, Kill 'Em All, but when they went corporate, nope. Didn't even like Injustice for All, huh? There's a horse in the Kentucky Derby this year named Sandman. Should I bet on him? Go on ahead. Metallica is another one I need to listen to again. They had so many great songs, and YouTube stopped recommending them to me years ago. Wow, I don't understand, because like I've got my music and I make mixed CDs and all that kind of stuff, and I've got them all together. I listen to Metallica a lot.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, mixed CDs are nice.
Let's see. Not really a fan of Tull. Aquaman's favorite song, Aqualung. Well, it's about pedophilia, so let's not go there. Let's see. Okay, it's late. Nobody's reading my comments. Good night. I wasn't reading anybody's comments, and I apologize to everybody.
Who said that?
That was Michael Taylor.
Oh.
Also, got to say it. I think jazz is the least appreciated music style. You never hear it anyway. That's from Hendrix. Best concert was always Judas Priest. Every time I saw them, they had the ultimate sound live every time. I saw, let's see, my first concert was the Styx Kilroy Was Here concert with the robots and the whole 9 yards, the movie and everything. Loved that. Styx has always put on a great show. I saw Kiss with and without the makeup. They're fantastic. Iron Maiden, the cover band didn't show up, so they jumped on stage after a local band got booed off, and they did an extra hour, and they had all the giant eddies and all that kind of stuff, so they put on a good show. Aerosmith is always fantastic. Saw them. Motley Crue, a lot of fun for them as well. Did not like Def Leppard in concert at all. I saw them twice. Both times they were boring as fuck. Catch Me On Falling mentions a great Marvel superhero spoiler. Not my favorite, but they are still cool, says Maranya. I'm trying to go through these. Sorry. Let's see. The Proclaimers. I would walk 500. let's see, Weird Al when I was your age was hilarious. When you were my age, 55 years old. How old are you, Dark Admiral? Todd Rungan from Hendrix says, let's see, Parting Glass. If I had to pick just one song, I guess is Dark Admiral. Lola, la 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 la. No, I can't think of just one favorite song. Too many great songs. It is kind of difficult. Can you pick a favorite comic book cover?
Yeah. So Silver Surfer 4. Everybody, that one's
everybody's
easy. Been here for any length of time knows that. And Henry was surprised it wasn't a Gil Kane cover.
Yeah, that one's easy.
Henry, I have those magnets, and I've got on my refrigerator, and I have them posed like the cover also.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, the thing about picking a favorite song is you listen to it, you play it, something new comes along, and now and it might be an older song even, but it might be the one that just kind of gets into your head. Like I said, right now I'm listening to a hell of a lot more Neil Diamond than I am Styx. Doesn't mean Neil Diamond's better than Styx. It's just I'm rediscovering his music and I'm listening to that. Elizabeth has me on a band called Fun, which I'm listening to a lot of. They've got a song called Carry On, I think is brilliant. And we're listening. I picked up John Denver and Dolly Parton's Greatest Hits album a couple of years ago, and I'm finally listening to those. And they're a lot of fun. I mean, I heard John Denver before, but yeah. With or without you, like Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. I got Silver Surfer #4. It was a Christmas gift. Wow, that's a nice Christmas gift. That being said, kids, I am hungry, and I don't want to grab something at 2:00. I'll grab something at 1:00.
I was going to ask one more time. Like, you got Tears for Fears or New Order? Were you into any of those? Or?
I know Tears for Fears. I had their the album that has Everybody Wants to Rule the World, and my favorite song off of it was Head Over Heels, actually.
Oh.
And I like Songs from the Big Chair, which had Sowing the Seeds of Love. That was it. I don't know New Order for shit. I couldn't say anything about it.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah.
Is there a third option of gouging my eardrums out?
Yeah. You got a wife, go let her. Well, I tried to get her to make me a sandwich. She said no. All righty, kids. So let's see. Tomorrow night, we usually take the night off. I might not. We literally have $5 to feed the family, and we gotta do something here. I only have dollar books. The place really fucking screwed me over not sending me my books. I asked them for a refund, so hopefully we'll get that. But I might do a dollar book auction tomorrow, or I might wait for Saturday. We're not doing much, and I did buy enough to. So I don't know what's going on tomorrow, but Friday we are going to be doing Black Adam covers, so that should be fun. And I'm sure they have a reading before that, so check that out.
We do indeed.
I haven't heard from Dominic, but we were supposed to talk about West Coast Avengers tomorrow. So
we do have top 5 at 9 tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good week for actually, it was a really good week for comics, with the exception of spoiler: Summer of Superman special was not good.
Not good, huh?
It wasn't bad. I mean, the Dan Slott story wasn't any better or worse than the Mark Waid story, but I realized that the writers that are just so into the Silver Age Superman, where it's where he's Kal-El first and Clark not even second. Joshua Williamson gets it, but he didn't have any stories in this book. Mark Waid, no. Dan Slott, he's not going to get it either. Not saying they're going to be bad, but if you like Silver Age Superman, you'll probably like what he does. But
we've got a live stream in this, and the fact that we talked about this before. There are no side characters. Every side character now is a superhero, so they just do that. All righty, kids.
Example, real quick, Superman, Lois, Lana, and John Henry, because Lana's marrying John Henry Irons.
Mm-hmm.
They all rush off to save the day because they're all superheroes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, kids. We will talk to you later, and thank you very, very much
Don't
for
want to hear it
hanging out
again
with us.
tonight.
Say again.
Oh, I thought we were singing tube songs.
Oh, there you go. Okay, no, I. You guys have a great night. See you.
Good night, kids.
Fun times.